I want you to stop comparing yourself to other people, and I want you to stop caring what anyone thinks, okay? Because it doesn't matter. What matters is what you think. Hey, I'm Ashley, and I just wanted to chat with you a little bit today about some things that have really helped me the past few years become a better version of myself and become a better person and someone that I'm actually really proud of, and maybe they can help you as well. So let's chat. I took some notes here, so if I look off to the side, that's what I'm doing. I'm just seeing what my brain came up with. So the title of this video is Let 'Em Watch. Start living for you. Start living for you. We might have other motivations in life if we are lucky. A family who needs us, friends who love us, but in reality, the longest relationship you have is the one with yourself. And I think it can be easy to not care about that one, especially when you're at a low, but it really is key. Especially if you're in a place right now where you might really need this information, to know that it's really up to you to get yourself out of whatever you might be going through or to pick yourself back up. There's really no one here to help you. If you do have people to help you, that's amazing, but it's really up to us. So what's going to help us when we are at our low? And we still have to allow ourselves to go through whatever it is we might be going through, right? Like feel all the emotions. I'm not saying put them aside. I'm saying like, what can we do to help work through those times? So my first tip here I wrote is become your own best friend. I know some people that hate being alone or like they thrive around other people. I think I do too, but at the same time, we don't want to wait around to do things in our life. If, you know, your best friend can't do this one thing that you want to go do, like who cares? Like just go yourself. Because sometimes life can feel really lonely. You have yourself though. So, I mean, even during COVID, like I had dance parties with myself in my little studio apartment like every night. I got really into listening to full albums, like listening parties with myself, and then got really into Prince, went through like all of his albums and just had dance parties straight up like every night and genuinely had so much fun. I think it's doing those little things like, can you take yourself out to dinner? I feel like I grow the most in those situations. It's like getting out of your comfort zone, right? Or I really love going to concerts alone. Honestly, it kind of stems from like, if someone can't come with me, F it, I'm just going to go alone. And I think stemming from that, who I let into my life now is a big deal. I think the older I get, the smaller my circle has become, and for good reason. And sometimes, I mean, we think someone's a good person or we trust them, and then they show us that maybe we can't. And you know, that's life saying, okay, how are you gonna handle this? So it's, you know, your job to, you know, navigate through that. And that can be hard, but if you have a really strong relationship with yourself, it's much easier to get through any of those times as well. Okay, so my next tip is eat well and exercise for you and not for anyone else. If you are anything like me, you've probably been like, oh, I need to, you know, go 30 more minutes on the treadmill here because he likes me better when I'm skinnier. What? Girl, like, no, like that's what I'm trying to get us away from. So you want to eat well for you because it makes you feel better, because it gives you more energy, because it makes you glow more, your skin glow more. You drink more water, you feel better throughout your day. You eat your greens, you have more energy. You eat your protein, you're more full and you're not hangry, you know, and you eat sugar, it goes straight to your head. For me, it does. It goes straight to my head and gives me a headache. And I do have such a sweet tooth, so that is definitely a battle that I'm always like, you know, it's everything in moderation. But make sure you're doing it for you and not for anyone else. You're not doing it for, oh, that guy, because you don't even know. He hasn't even said anything, but you just think like, oh, he's gonna like me better if I'm skinnier. Actually, he might not. Like, that's just a thing that you have in your head. So I'm trying to inspire you to not think that way and make sure it stems from you. You want to go take a walk because it makes you feel good. You get to breathe the fresh air and feel the sunlight and, you know, smile at the person walking by and like see all the cute dogs and like take in those things, because it can either fuel you and give you more energy, or it can drain you. You know, if you're constantly just working out because you're trying to get skinnier, or, you know, you think you're going to be better overall if you're, you know, this one way, I just think that's such a negative mindset, and it really drains us more than fuels us. So, I mean, even if your goal is to lose 30 pounds or whatever it might be, that's awesome, but it's all how you think about it, right? You want to lose that weight so you feel more energy and happy and proud of yourself that, you know, you're doing it and you're not doing it for anyone else or because you think you need to look that way, but it's because you genuinely want that for yourself. So tip number 3 is buy the flowers for you. Okay, so even before Miley was all about it, I was all about buying flowers for myself, because the same thing goes back to, you know, becoming your own best friend or like dating yourself or whatever. Don't wait around for anyone else to do those things. Don't wait around for someone else to give you the flowers. And it's something like that for me. It's so silly, but it makes such a difference in my life, you know, to have fresh flowers in my home every week or every other week. And my tip for that is go to your local farmer's market, because they are way cheaper and way more beautiful than grocery store flowers. You get to support the farmers. They change every week, so there's different flowers every week, and it's just fun to get new arrangements and all of that. And maybe I'll do a video on flowers one day, who knows, I don't know. But yeah, buy the flowers for you, because you don't really need anyone else to do that. And yeah, you deserve it. Tip number 4 is to stay open and get out of your comfort zone. Which is kind of what we've been talking about a little bit, but let people talk to you, or say hi to the stranger you're passing on the street. You know, you don't know what kind of day they've had. If they start to get weird, you know, okay, like, you know, keep your distance then, but for the most part, people are nice and we need connection. And like I said, I go to concerts alone a lot, and I've met some really cool friends alone at concerts, and they've been alone at a concert and we just vibed, and we already have something in common. We're seeing the same artist and we love the same artist, and I've had some awesome nights meeting some really rad people. You know, it's like you never know who you're gonna talk to or who you're gonna meet. So I think staying open is so important. And I don't know if I would really consider myself an extrovert or an introvert. I kind of have both in me. Depends on my mood, to be honest. But I mean, especially for introverts, it's such like a challenge. I mean, not like I really want to be doing all of this. Like, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to do it too. So it's like, it's all about getting out of your comfort zone. And if you can do that, it just makes you grow so much as a person. And yeah, I think it's something really fun to do. So let me know in the comments if you've ever done this, or you have like a fun moment you want to share. I think it would be really cool to hear other people's stories about who they might have met, you know, when they might not have wanted to go out or whatnot, you know, especially being alone. It's really vulnerable, right? To like talk to people. And even these days, if you want to be safe, like I'm not saying like don't be safe, but you can usually, if you have a good intuition, you can usually tell, like, you know, like keep your distance from that person, and you're like, nah, or like, I mean, sometimes people try to talk to me and I'm just like, no. But it just depends on the vibe. Okay, so my next tip is to genuinely be proud of yourself. So I've been telling myself this more and more. I'm just proud of myself. So I like Look at myself in the mirror and just be like, I'm proud of you. You're amazing. Keep going. You're doing it. Because honestly, I don't have many people that tell me that. The life path that I've gone, like, I mean, high school, straight into college, I was like, I'm going to this school or this school, and there's nothing in between. And I got into my number 1 school, went there. After school, I was like, oh, I'm going to New York right away. Went to New York. Like, I was always like, oh, this is what I'm doing, right? And like, yeah, people along the way are like, I'm proud of you, I'm proud, like, that's fine. But like, it's really no one's responsibility to tell you that they're proud of you. It's really all on you. And tell yourself you're a beautiful, badass bitch. Like, you need to just go there, and whether it's mirror work, doing it in the mirror, I think that's the most powerful way. Or even like you catch yourself having a thought and you're like, oh God, blah, blah, like, I don't know if I can do that. No, I'm actually so proud of you, Ashley. You're amazing. I love you. I'm so proud of you. Like, switching the thoughts, I think, has been a game changer for me too, because you catch yourself, and like, there's so many times throughout the day you're so negative to yourself. So you got to tell yourself, like, I'm proud of you. You're doing the hard things. You go, girl. Okay. And it also does not matter what anyone else thinks. Okay. So I want you to stop comparing yourself to other people, and I want you to stop caring what anyone thinks, okay? Because it doesn't matter. What matters is what you think, okay? So no matter what you might be doing in life, or if you're pivoting and you're trying to do something else and you think, oh God, people are gonna be like, what is she doing? Like, what is she doing? Like, who cares? Like, that has nothing to do with you. That is not your concern. I want you to just focus on yourself and be proud of yourself for doing the hard things, because you never know where you might end up if you don't even try, right? So you gotta try and do the hard things and be proud of yourself, girl. So my last tip is to find the beauty in all the little things around you and to really romanticize your life. So what does that mean? That means you go on a walk outside, taking things in, right? Look at the birds. Look at the trees. Notice how all the greenery is actually green now because we've been getting rain. And it's so rare for California to get this much rain, but look, like, it's not just dirt anymore. It's so much green. Just noticing those little things. If you're at a mall, like, do you have extra time to maybe go into the bookstore? The bookstore is one of my favorite places. Do you want to grab a little coffee? Do you want to, sit down and read? Do you want to just peruse the different, sections? Maybe you go look at a new section of books that you've never looked at before. It's like doing all those little things. Just doing you, like doing what makes you feel good in that moment. Even when you're doing the dishes, like really be like, I'm grateful for all these dishes that I have, and this glass is really beautiful. I'm grateful this person gifted this to me. And it's like being thoughtful of all those little in-between moments that we normally just kind of throw away. For me, it's really been making my life more fulfilling, and I stay more present and more aware on what I'm actually doing then and there. All of these things can take some work if you're not used to them, especially if you are used to being in a negative mindset. But I think my goal here is just to try to get you to, think in a different way or see things in a different perspective, because just that little perspective shift can be everything. It can really open your eyes to so much more beauty in the world. You could easily look at all of the bad things happening around the world and all the really sad things and dwell on that. Trust me, like, I really could do that, but it's not doing anything good for me. It doesn't make me feel good. It makes me feel low and sad and depressed. And if you wallow in that, it's really hard to get out of it. That's part of life, is to feel all the things. But, if you can focus on you and your day instead of you know, what sad thing just happened between you and a friend. It's like, you'll get through that, trust that. And, you know, you just want to be there for you because you matter more than anyone. You are your own best friend. Who cares about what anyone else thinks or sees, or anyone that's just watching your social media and not engaging or whatever? It's let them watch. Who cares? Put on a show, girl. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope this helped you. Let me know if you might want to hear more of something that we just talked about. If you have any comments about anything, if you have stories you want to share with me, of course, I'd love to hear them. And thank you so much. Have a great day.